Right. Good morning. And I hope that this finds you well and in good spirits. Today is Sunday, August 23rd, and it has cooled down beautifully here in Greensboro, North Carolina. And I hope that you are enjoying the weather, whatever it is, wherever you are, whatever day comes forward for you to connect to this. So we'll get started as we usually do by just taking some breaths in through our nose and out through our mouth and in through our nose and out through our mouth. And as we breathe in through our nose and out through our mouth, we invite our mind, body, and energy to relax, relax. Relax, relax. Let your toes relax and your feet relax. Ankles relax and your shins relax. Knees relax and your thighs relax. Hips relax and your stomach relax. Chest relax and your shoulders relax. Throat relax and your face relax. And your mind, body, and energy relax, 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 relax. And as we move into this space of complete relaxation, we open up our energies to the ancestors, loved ones, and friends to come together today to heal and guide us and lift us to the highest version of ourselves in the light of the universe. So we may hear what we need to hear, know what we need to know, connect how we need to connect, and be what we need to be for our highest and best good, and the highest and best good of all involved, as we open up space to heal and harmonize. All right, so today we're going to read from How to Relax by Thich Nhat Hanh. Let's just pull page 63. Life is dreadful and wonderful. Meditation means being aware of what is going on in our bodies, in our feelings, in our minds, and in the world. Each day, thousands of children die of hunger. Plant and animal species are going extinct every day. Yet, the sunrise is beautiful, and the rose that bloomed this morning along the wall is a miracle. Life is both dreadful and wonderful. To practice meditation is to be in touch with both aspects of life. Well, that random read was a powerful one that goes with our message today, and that's page 63 of How to Relax by Thich Nhat Hanh. And he has a little series of books that are really awesome. And so today what I wanted to talk about was the concept of, get the message, leave the mess, and that recognizing irritation, discomfort, disruption, they are all information, not punishment, not instructions, not something that is meant to stop us in our tracks and send us on our way. They're not meant to spiral us into negative thinking or a bad day. They are meant to be information that allows us to recognize that there is a need within us going unmet. And whether that need is physical, emotional, or energetic, that sort of, spotlight focus can be caught before it becomes a siren. And that's really what we want to pay attention to here, because we all agreed to be humans on the planet, and we all know that there are going to be good times and bad, and that we're going to have, connections of each in our world. And just by giving ourselves permission to recognize that both exist, and that we don't have to be overwhelmed or taken over, really, by the things that don't support us. And so we'll talk about today how uncomfortable feelings arrive carrying useful information. But if we welcome them in a way that multiplies the irritation or multiplies the unhealthiness or multiplies the irritation itself, what is the Rumi saying? It's not coming to me right now, but rubbing the mirror until it becomes scratched, like recognizing that. So that first vantage point, the first clearing of the mirror, is the irritation, letting you know there was a smudge, there's a need being unmet. But if we keep rubbing the same spot, we'll eventually wear the mirror, and the mirror will be permanently transmuted by that. So that's what I want to talk about and bring a little bit of awareness, recognizing that these things can be information, and that they shouldn't feel like punishment or consequence for being human. And so the way to pay attention to this, and the way that I often teach, is the pause, reflect, reconnect method. And I teach this when it comes to your intuition. I teach this when it comes to processing emotion. I teach this when we tune into the body, pause, reflect, reconnect, and really recognizing the power in that. It also works consecutively, or like in alignment with, in conjunction with, maybe not consecutively, in conjunction with awareness, acceptance, action. And so the first thing that we want to do is lay down judgment, lay down shame, lay down the belief that if I've done this spiritual work, then I will never be irritated. Because honestly, that's not true. Make me hot and itchy and see how fast I get irritated. I try very hard not to get irritated, but I will get irritated. And then it is up to me what I do with that irritation. How do I see it as information? Oh, I am hot and itchy. My body needs something. My mind needs something. My energy needs something. What is it that they need in order to release the irritation? And I have two choices. I can stay in the place where that makes me hot, continue to do the thing that makes me itchy, and remain irritated until it becomes overwhelming. Or I can shift my mindset and first and say, oh, well, you have to finish picking these figs today. So I'm going to be a little hot and itchy for a moment, and then I'm going to go take a cool shower, and I'm going to relax and get into some comfy clothes and be kind to myself. And so that process allows me to alleviate the mindset, because I've come up with a way to care for myself, and I know that it's at least on the horizon if it isn't immediate. And then we recognize that if we build the mindset of like, oh, I can't believe I'm hot and itchy, this is so irritating, I'm so irritated, I'm so irritated, I'm so irritated, guess what happens? Each time you say I'm so irritated, it becomes more emphatic, more believed within the system. The body accepts it, the energy accepts it, the emotions accept it, and you become irritated. And so that irritation will turn into suffering, or turn into challenge, or turn into another irritation. Then I drop the thing on my foot, and then I stump my toe, and then I la, 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 la. And so like that's really where we want to pay attention, catching it. Oh, I see irritation. What are you trying to tell me? Oh, I see. Here's the plan for solution, or the immediate solution, whatever works in that way. And so that's where we have to pause on the irritation. What is the message? Let me take this uncomfortableness and ask myself some questions surrounding it. And then before I immediately go into the fix mode, we want to just give ourselves a little bit of space to be present, to recognize that that's the actual truth. So, if I went out into the fig trees, just to use that because you know how much I love them. If I went out into the fig trees already frustrated at a situation or feeling a certain emotional way, or with something heavy on my mind, and then I became hot and itchy, then that would compound that because I didn't actually address the root of the irritation first. I just took the irritation into another realm. And as Ram Dass would say, wherever you go, there you are. And so recognizing that sort of feel of, did I really get to the irritation? Because yes, my body is sweaty and my skin is itchy and I am hot, but is that really what is creating my struggle? Is that really where the challenge is? So we give ourselves grace. I'm going to feel these ways. I'm human. No amount of work on the planet, no living in a cave and doing all the meditation is going to stop the initial irritation feeling. They might lessen how many we have, but we're still human. We agreed to do this. And then once we give ourselves grace and we feel the irritation, we pause with it, sit with it, see the physical irritation, the emotional irritation, the energetic irritation. What is that? And then we can put a clear name around it and recognize, like, yes, it is just hot and itchy. It's like, that's it. I was in a great mood until I got hot and itchy. Or we can say, oh, yeah, that post I read got me irritated in my mind. And then I took that irritation out into the work I was doing. And then I multiplied it by adding elements that didn't feel comfortable to me, which secret, humans are the only self-sabotaging creatures on the planet. So we do that often. We take something that feels tender and pretend like it didn't happen. And then we insert ourselves into something we know will irritate us, so we can express that irritation, instead of going like, wait, I don't need to. Being irritated is enough to process this irritation. I don't have to have a valid reason for being irritated. I just need to understand this is coming up. How do I pause, reflect, reconnect? How do I tune into whatever's coming up without having to like self-sabotage myself in order to process it? And then after we've said, oh, well, that post made me fearful, or that post made me sad, or that post made me feel a certain way, not the hot and itchy, which yes is always going to irritate me, but what's really under that is this. We've named it, we've given like, seen a little bit deeper of what the message is. And remember, a tree grows down before it grows up, so the roots go into the shadow work and the leaves go into the light. And if all we're ever working on is the leaves, then we're going to get top heavy. So we want to see both sides. Yes, this irritates me. Yes, this also irritates me. And so we go down and we separate the message from the mess. That's what really I want to get to about today, because the message is valid. Yes, that thing made me sad or upset me or made me, fearful for the world or whatever it was. And what is my part? How can I process the information? How can I look beyond just that feeling and go, okay, what is one thing? This is where we accept this is what it is. That's how I feel. We name it. And then we choose the action, which says, underneath this is what what need is not being met. This is what is in me that is asking a question to be addressed. And so we can say, okay, well, what is that feeling of sadness? Like, what need is not being met? How do I make one choice or decision that helps support that shifting to something positive? And then we recognize that that's not it. We don't just go, oh, I had a sadness, I'm going to create a happy. Yes, and because it's not always quite that easy, because physical, mental, and emotional are all involved, then we want to make sure that we're looking at the interpretation of that and feeding the trilogy. The feeling is real. The story attached to it may not be completely accurate. What do I do now? What am I assuming? What might I be projecting? What can I tune into to bring my authentic self and my core truth together in a way that allows the trilogy to be responding to this, to the choice, to the decision, to the one thing? Because we can also do one thing that gets it out of our mind really fast, but then because we didn't address the roots, it grows right back up again. And then we also want to tune into, what is real, what is true, what is kind, and then what is mine? What about this is mine to work with? What is about this is mine to do? And then when we take that one choiceful action that addresses the actual need, it's an aligned response, and it allows us to tune in to clearer communication, deeper healing, and a way to integrate that so it isn't a band-aid really quick, but like a true healing in those spaces. And then we allow that to integrate and process through our system in a bigger way. So that's going to be my focus for you all, is recognizing how you look at the completeness of the process, where you recognize that you want to catch it when you feel the irritation, not when it becomes the suffering. You want to pause before responding and name what you're experiencing, then separate the message from the mess and look beneath the surface emotion to what need isn't being met, what is the core healing that you want to do, and then check if that information is being interpreted properly. Are what you're feeling is real, but is it attached to a story? Is it deferral? What is it? And then recognize what part of that is yours and what part of that is not. And then choose one action to counterbalance to get that need met. So that's a kind of wrap up I just wanted to do for you, because we talked our way all the way around that, back to the healing aspect of those things. So I hope that is helpful. I'm going to pull an Art of Energy card. Sorry, I had them on the floor. And for the collective, and if you don't have an Art of Energy healing oracle deck set, I'll let you know it is a deck that Amy Gordon and myself created. She's an amazing abstract artist, and each one of the cards is color coded with the chakra system and has an awareness on one side, and on the other side an individual Amy Gordon piece of art. They're gorgeous, and definitely a little special gift you can give yourself. They all come in an individually painted art bag that Amy paints every bag, which is custom. And then they have a little card band that I don't have with me right now, that holds the cards together, and the energy action workbook that each of the cards have a chakra aligned message and an awareness and an action you can take to help yourself pay attention for that week. So we'll go ahead and do a card pull for the collective, and just something random. Let's see. It's 44, and 44 has to do with, no, it's 14. It's like orange sacral is not 44. 14 is an orange sacral, and it works with the energy of letting go in the sacral chakra. And each of the pieces of art has a poem by Amy Gordon and then an awareness on the back. And so her poem is, "It takes a brave soul to say how we truly feel. People pleasing hides what's real. We can't grow if we can't heal. We can't evolve if we conceal. Bring awareness to your emotional communication. How do you share your pains and fears?" So that works well with what we're talking about today. And then we go to the book page. It has the 14 to match the card on the bottom. The energy of letting go in the sacral chakra. Awareness. Bring awareness to how you express your pain to yourself and others. Do you process pain using awareness, acceptance, and healthy action and allow the feeling? Or do you tend to judge the feeling, analyze the feeling, and try and make it stop or cap it? We have a choice to feel without spreading pain. I'm going to read that again. We have a choice to feel without spreading pain. Awareness of the idea that the feeling of pain and suffering does not mean transferring it to others allows you to feel safe in your feelings. And then the energy action is, sit with a feeling of pain and bring it home to yourself in order to process it. Responsibility is not blame. It is an empowering energy that allows us to understand what healthy awareness and change may look like. We can't fix what we won't see. It is perfectly okay to feel pain, perfectly okay to feel your feelings, and perfectly okay to know you are the only one in charge of your feelings. As the Buddha said, just because someone gives you a gift, you do not have to accept it. Are you accepting pains when you could be letting it pass through you? Whew, that's a good one. All right, I will take a picture of those and put them in the comments as well for you guys to look at. And I hope that this teaching spoke to you and that we can truly tune in to recognizing the messages that are, coming to us through this irritation or, through those feelings, and catch them before they become suffering and make some transmutation. I hope that you are all well and that you are in good spirits and that you feel whole and that you are blessed and that you always be your soul.